So when I speak to Power BI, most people are a bit afraid of it. It's like, oh, no, I don't even know where to get started when I don't know what to do. So let's have a look. Open Power BI up. First thing you see is this welcome dialog box, which obviously invites you to read a bit of help, have lots of tutorials, lots of amazing videos, much better than this one, how to create your own BI dashboard and reports. But the main thing you need to do, you can actually pass this screen and get the data directly. So what I do is that I actually close it, and I'm going to get the data, because if you don't have data, then nothing is going to happen. Okay, so get the data, and get the data, we can get it from lots and lots of different sources. And of course, for this demo, I'm just going to show Excel, but you can do a lot more. You can do any kind of these sources over there. So let's say if I want to connect to a HR database, I can just do that, right? If I want to connect to a sales database, I can do that remotely, even if it's on SAP or anything. I would just connect and bring the data. So it's actually a representation of the data. The data always stay remote. Likewise, in this file, the data are always stored in Excel. They are not going to be modified and edited in Power BI. They are read-only. So here I have my spreadsheet. I'm going to say, yes, I want to upload a table or read a table, and I can transform it. It opens Power Query, or I can just load it. So Power Query is if we have to make changes to this data set. If there are things that, for instance, we need to convert a text into a date, into a time, if we need to change some text that contains comma, we want to remove it, for instance. So we would use Power Query, but here we know our data is kind of clean, so just Power BI. Right, so here now it has loaded my fields from this table, the table TBL cells, and we can see over there that I'm into this mode called report, and if I go into the data, that's how I'm going to see the actual data set. So I can see a preview of this in the screen. When I have multiple data, so I may have sales connected with country, connected with salespeople, and the stock, then I will go into the model because I can see the relationship between data. Okay, so let's go back to report, and with all these fields, the first thing we want to do is to have a bit of a representation, right? So we're going to drag a salesperson over there. And in addition to salesperson, so that would be the name of all my sales people. I'm going to make the screen a bit bigger. Here we go. Actual size. So in addition to salesperson, I want to have figures, of course. So I'm going to put the amount sold, and because I'm into this visual, I can just drag it under. And here we go. I have the salesperson and how much they sold per sales representative. Now I can just use one of these visuals. So there are lots of visuals offered, and if I click on any of them, it will just turn my data into a visual very quickly, which means that I can just take this one, do copy, paste next to it. So I will drag it there, and I can change the visual to something else, and here we go. My first report is already done. And the nice thing with the whole Power BI is that if I filter a visual, then the next one will be filtered as well.